Hey friends, welcome back to Behind the Barcode, where we discuss all things healthy. Today's topic, something that's hiding in plain sight and messing with your mind more than you realize. Ultra-processed food, from brain fog to food addiction. You won't believe what it's doing to your brain. Let's break it down. First, what even is ultra-processed food? Think packaged snacks, frozen meals, sugary cereals, soda, fast food, basically anything made in a lab with ingredients you can't pronounce. These foods go way beyond just cooking or preserving. They're chemically modified, full of additives, artificial flavors, and designed to make you eat more. In the United States, over 60% of the average adult's daily calories come from ultra-processed foods, according to a study published in BMJ Open. For children and teens, it's even worse. More than 67% of their total caloric intake comes from these foods. Breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, snack bars, frozen pizzas, packaged breads, they all fall into this category. And nearly 90% of added sugars in the American diet come from ultra-processed products. That's not just convenience. It's systemic. Compare that to countries like Italy or France, where ultra-processed food makes up closer to 20 to 30% of the diet. In the US, it's become so normalized, most people don't even realize how little whole food they're actually eating. So what's the big deal? The big deal is your brain doesn't just digest these foods, it gets hijacked by them. Ultra-processed foods are engineered to be hyperpalatable. That means saltier, sweeter, and fattier than anything nature ever made. This tricks your brain's reward system, specifically the dopamine pathway. Ultra-processed foods hijack your brain by triggering intense dopamine surges that far exceed what you'd get from natural foods like fruit or whole grains. Over time, your brain starts to rewire itself, reducing the number of dopamine receptors just to cope with the overload. That means you need more and more of that junk food to feel the same reward, just like in substance addiction. It also dulls your response to healthier foods. A crisp apple or a handful of almonds, they just don't light up your brain anymore because you've trained it to expect a flavor explosion. This makes it harder to enjoy real food and easier to fall into the trap of emotional eating, compulsive snacking, and mindless munching. The result? You crave more, you eat more, you lose control, and not because you're weak, but because these foods are designed to override your willpower. But it doesn't stop at cravings. Studies show that diets high in ultra-processed food can actually impair memory, attention, and learning. One study from the University of Southern California found that rats fed high-processed diets had trouble remembering simple tasks after just a few weeks. And guess what? Similar effects are showing up in humans. Ultra-processed foods don't just affect kids' health. They directly impact how they learn, focus, and behave in school. Diets high in added sugars, refined carbs, and artificial additives have been linked to reduced attention span, hyperactivity, and behavioral issues. Some studies show that children who consume more ultra-processed foods perform worse on standardized tests and have more difficulty with memory and concentration. Blood sugar spikes from sugary snacks can cause quick bursts of energy followed by crashes, making it harder for kids to sit still, retain information, or stay engaged in the classroom. Plus, these foods lack the key nutrients, like omega-3s, iron, and B vitamins, that the developing brain needs to thrive. These foods also mess with your gut microbiome, which directly impacts your brain through the gut-brain axis. The more junk you eat, the more inflammation you create, which has been linked to anxiety, depression, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So what can you do? First, don't panic. This isn't about eating perfectly. It's about eating intentionally. Swap out packaged snacks for whole food alternatives. Read ingredient labels. Aim for foods with 5 ingredients or fewer. Cook more at home. It's not just healthier, it's empowering. Not to mention your bank account will thank you as well. Focus on whole foods. Fruits, veggies, lean proteins, healthy fats. Start small, maybe change breakfast, or swap that afternoon snack, your brain, your mood, your energy, and they'll all thank you. Ultra-processed food might be everywhere, but knowledge is power. And now you've got it. If you learned something new today, drop a comment below to let me know. What's one processed food you're ready to kick to the curb? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a dose of real food truth. Until next time, eat well, stay curious, and take care of that amazing brain of yours.